What up, ladies and gentlemen? This is your boy Big Dewey J. You're listening to A Different Shade of Purple. And what you should be seeing right now is gameplay from Cyberpunk 2077. Now, um, for those of you probably already know where I'm already going, we'll be showing Cyberpunk and what I'm getting ready to talk about. For those of you that don't know, Cyberpunk is a game, where you're playing in like a dystopian future where everything is being controlled by AI, and corporations now have power. They have far more power um, than our own federal government, and basically they're the ones who call the shots, right? They're the ones who decide, um, whether you get to live and die. And I mean, quite literally, like there are points in the game where um, you will have enforcers from corporations that will come by and try to take you out. Like that literally happens in the game. For those of y'all who've really been paying attention to politics and what has been going on, we're headed towards that future. Like in a very literal sense, we are headed towards that future. Corporations are building data centers all over the country. We know that a whole bunch of jobs are about to be replaced. It's going to happen. And the jobs that they can have here in America, it's not going to stay long. They're going to try to ship them overseas, in order to make, in order for more profit margins, right? Because they can pay people in other countries less than what they do here. Okay. Basically, what's going to happen is like just like in Cyberpunk, what's basically is going to happen is that we're not going to have a nation anymore. What we're basically going to have is a third party entity. Like we're not even going to be a country anymore, right? I mean, we got farmland that's being sold off to China. We have politicians talking about, China, 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 China. And China is actually buying our land. They're buying a bunch of white people's land. And I'm going to get into a lot about, race, in another video. Because, just for a preview, white people are some very dangerously stupid people. But that's for another video. But just for um, a preview, white people are some dangerously stupid people. But again, that's for another video. Um, we are watching. For those of us who really pay attention, we are watching us be, our society being transformed into a dystopia that we are soon going to be living in. And the reason why that we're soon going to be living in is because we don't do enough in order to prevent that from happening. We we often don't do enough because it's hard. And I think part of the other issue that I'll look at is that we know that more than likely, even if we were to try, we will be the ones standing on our own. Okay? We will be the ones standing on our own. Now, of course, that could very much be true, especially, with this individualistic um, culture that, our country has been pushing on everyone here in the United States, where we can't stand together. There was a study that was showing that other countries, less industrialized countries, report higher rates of happiness than they do in the United States. But the reason why that they have um, so much happiness is because they value family over everything else. And there has been a lot, whether we want to acknowledge it or not, that has been that has been working in order to bring down a family unit, to bring down community, right? Because that's where our strength lies. And again, as a preview, as me talking about white people in another video, is one of the reasons why I say that the conservative conservative whites are going to be the last real power base in this country. Because say what you want to about conservative white people, they fucking value family and community over everything else. If you want to sit here and wonder why it was that over 50% of white women voted for Donald Trump, it wasn't because it's really because they were siding with power. And these white women know that the only way that they're going to have power, any power that they're going to wield, is going to come from the families that they cultivate and the communities that they participate in. So, again, that's another fucking little preview that I want you to think about. But a lot of y'all need to really think and understand it. And the reasons why I don't think that I can ever see myself playing this game again is because this game is a constant reminder to me. The more that I think about it, and the more that I understand things, that as much as I can bitch, gripe, and complain about what is going on within our country, I have got to take accountability for the fact that I myself am complicit in it. I, in and of myself, I am complicit in it, right? I can sit here and say, well, I ain't really been doing nothing. How can I be complicit in it? Just the fact that I do nothing means I'm fucking complicit. What do they say? Um, you know, evil continues to thrive because good people do nothing. At some point, we can't continue to look at others for them to do something so that we can continue in our comfort. You all got to understand that if we don't begin to do something, we won't have a goddamn thing to be comfortable in. We will not have a goddamn thing to be comfortable in. Look, let me tell y'all something. We're soon not going to be able to buy houses. The things that we try to purchase with money, we will soon not be able to own. Y'all got to sit here and understand that there are some vehicle makers who put a subscription to seat warmers. Seat warmers are put behind a subscription wall. There are certain features that come with your car that you have to continue to pay for month after month after month if you want to be able to enjoy it. You got to sit here and think about it. Like vehicle companies literally took the video game model and applied it to their own fucking products. And you can sit here and look this up, but Congress went and passed a law where it would allow police to just shut down your vehicle with the press of a button. So we have AI that's coming about. I mean, hell, if y'all listen to, I want y'all to go watch an anime called Psychopass. I think it's Anthropic. I'm not sure, but there's an AI company that is actually using AI algorithms to determine your mental state. That's an actual thing. You would think that this stuff that happens in video games and in anime is a far cry from reality. We're looking at it right now, and they're letting us know that they're going to continue going down that road, whether we like it or not. That's just the truth of it, right? I mean, you heard women talking about, who gonna check me, sis? These people who are in power are all saying the same thing. We're all sitting here talking about. You can go to any Reddit thread where they're sitting here talking about, how shitty our politicians are, and how much power has been given to CEOs of these corporations. But the thing about it is that we fucking allow it. Because who's gonna check them, boo? Who's gonna check them? Who's gonna check them? And see, that's what you got to sit here and understand, right? We all sit here and praise Luigi Mangione, but where has there been another Luigi Mangione that popped up since him? As a matter of fact, what have we done to even support someone like Luigi Mangione? Think about it. How many of us actually sent money to his defense team?
What?
At the very least.
What?
At the very least.
Okay.
That healthcare company for a while started approving more procedures, and they stopped because they realized they weren't going to do nothing else. Because they realized, like, oh, that was just a blimp. Who's going to check me, sis? It's something that you got to sit here and understand that they know they can get away with it because they know that we won't do shit. Right? We have, beef for one another. We have, women have a whole bunch of beef with men. Um, and, some of it rightfully so. Men are starting to have a whole lot of beef and resentment for women. Some of it rightfully so. Like, look, if you go to my TikTok channel, I bet you gripe about women all the goddamn time. Because I have issues my goddamn self. Okay? Especially when I see you talk about false allegations and pretending that they never fucking happened. Right? But even with all that being true, and I think that these things need to continue to be talked about. They need to continue to be discussed. We're getting to a point where none of that matters with the path that we're all going down now. Soon, we won't be able to own PCs. We won't be able to own the gaming consoles for us to be able to buy and play video games. We won't own the televisions that we use to watch, TV shows and stream video and whatnot. It won't be ours. We're quickly headed towards the future where we're not going to have shit. And just like the owner of Ubisoft said, we're going to like it. We're still going to get to a point where, you mark my words, it's going to sound crazy, but you think about how much shit has happened. We soon won't be able to sit without paying for it. We soon will not be able to breathe clean air without paying for it. Hell, we already paying for water, and that shit haven't been clean. It's one of the reasons why men's sperm counts have been lowering as much as it has. Right? Our own fucking water hasn't even been clean. Our own fucking water. And we still pay for that shit. We still pay for that shit. So we're going to be paying out the ass for substandard services. And we're just going to be used to it. But it's because all we have done is open our mouths to complain, but we haven't done shit. Right? I mean, let's stick on that word shit for a moment. Okay? What these corporations really expect us to do is eat shit and smile about it. But one of the reasons why they expect us to eat shit and smile about it is because when we look at what is supposed to be our own fellow man and woman, or whatever else you identify as, we all expect one another to just eat shit. You can hear it in the the discourse that we come up with in just about every sector, manosphere, feminism, whatever it is. We all really do. We do not want to respect our own fellow man. We just like, look, you need to understand this. You need to um, bow down to it and just eat shit. And of course, you know, none of us are going to respond well to that, right? It's something that I should understand, but what am I going to do about it? So the first step I believe that we need to get into for us to um, in order for us to start to have a better future is not look at our fellow man and say you need to eat shit. We need to stop it. Anytime you want to sit here and say that false allegations are not real and it's something you don't need to think about, you're telling that man to go eat shit and smile about it. Anytime I sit here and try to make an argument as to why a woman should not have a right to her own bodily autonomy, I'm telling her she should go eat shit and smile about it. Anytime I sit here and you know say something anywhere in the line that a trans person does have the right to live or whatever, I'm telling that person to eat shit and smile about it. We got to get out of that. We have to get out of it. And just understand that even if what we feel is wrong, or if we feel that what the other person feels is wrong, we have to have an understanding that there's a reason why for it, and we have to address it instead of us saying, "Go eat shit and smile about it." Right? I believe that's the first step that we have to do in order for us to, you know, begin to start, moving forward. Because I'm going to sit here and tell you something. If we don't see where we can do it with ourselves, those who are in power, what makes you think they're going to change? We're in the pit. What did Littlefinger say in Game of Thrones? Chaos is not in the pit. It's in the climb, right? We're sitting up here fighting each other in the pit, but none of us are reaching in order to snatch down those who are in power, right? We gotta fuck up their process. We gotta stir up their fucking nest, right? We gotta start reaching and climbing for them. And not just fighting this pit of muck and mire. Because whether you want to sit here and realize it or not, we're being very fucking orderly right now. Very fucking orderly. And while we as everyday people have more smoke than the ones who are actually fucking us over, our dumb asses are going to continually just be spitting out money, giving money to these very same fucking people that we know are ruining our fucking lives, but ain't doing shit about it. Because the only thing that we can do is sit here and look at the person across from us and say, "Oh, this is your fault." There's some things that need to be talked about, and I'm going to continue to talk about them on this channel. I'm especially going to talk about men's issues on this channel. Don't get me wrong. But we do have an overarching goal that we need to get to. We have completely lost the fucking plot. We have lost the fucking plot. And if we don't get up off our asses and actually begin to fight back and try to take back what they have taken from us, there's no going to be no point in us trying to have a family, to try to have children. What are we going to be able to pass down? And again, we will never be comfortable again because we will never have anything to be comfortable in. That's something that you all have got to understand. Now, I'm going to bring up one other thing that we can begin doing in order to make politicians do what the fuck we want them to do. I understand that we can't just boycott, okay, everything. We need to have medications. We need to have food, water. But we can boycott everything else. For most things, we can begin to boycott Amazon. We can begin to boycott Walmart. We can begin to boycott, boycott, say, and just not just Walmart, but say, hey, look, I'm not going to buy no chips. I'm not going to buy no soft drinks. I'm not going to buy no candy. I'm not going to buy any more video games. I'm not going to buy anything else until we start to have some demands met. And we start making demands where our money actually means something. Right? So number one, we need higher pay. Number two, we need the things that we buy for us to actually have a right to own and be able to have the right to do what we want to with what it is that we purchase. We need to get those two things. And we need to have a ongoing, sustained boycott. An ongoing, sustained boycott until we get what we want. We come together, we make petitions, we send them to Lay's, Fritos, whatever company owned them, Coca-Cola, Pepsi, and just let them know that we will not buy their products. Send a letter to Amazon and say we will not continue to use their service to purchase anything, and I'm going to cancel my Prime membership until these demands are met. Right. That's what we need to start doing. The next level is violence. But first, let's start with the boycott. Because the boycott is something that we all can do. The boycott is something that we all can do. And even if you have little children, see if you can explain to your children why it is that maybe you want to be buying them toys or presents, right? Explain to them that you have to go after these corporations, or else soon enough you won't be able to afford to buy them a game or a present, right? You need to teach your children now to punish those who are in power and to make them earn your dollar. That's the only thing that we can do. If we can start doing that, doing the two things that I said, start having some empathy and start telling each other we need to eat shit, and then enact a sustained boycott, we can begin to make some real progress. But I don't know. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Okay, this is just an idea. All right. Um, again, I'm trying to do something, and I'm trying to be, not just talk about it, but be about it. And I think that that's a whole lot better than a lot of other people. Because there's a whole lot of other people who just want to be comfortable. But again, I want you to understand, for those of y'all who are comfortable, you need to understand that you can never be comfortable in something that you would never own. You can never, I'm going to say that again, you can never be comfortable in something that you will never own. And we are coming to a point where we don't own the country that we live in. Y'all think about what I have to say. This is your boy Big Dewey J. I'm out. Peace. Have a good one.